Hey everyone, my name is Michael Christie with the Iron Snail here. Today we're going to go over how to get the perfect fitting pair of jeans. Where else should we start but step one though? So follow me. So to start off, you put your legs through the jeans and you pull them up to around your hip area. Then you can either button or zip the pants and you're done. Hello YouTube, Michael here. This is my first scripted video. Very excited to start. Just kidding, but this is my first ever scripted video. I wanted to change it up. I was like, maybe I'll write a script for this video, see how it goes. So anyways, without further ado, hello you pair of legs. This script is extremely engineered to be incredibly efficient and to reduce stagnant watch time by 3%. Although that was unscripted, so that may have ruined the data. Anyways, today we're going to be discussing how to find a perfect fitting pair of jeans, which can be very hard, but I have a formula that doesn't involve math, but it comes very close to involving math. A quick intermission here. If you don't mind subscribing, following me on Instagram, and liking this video, that'd be great. I'm really trying to get past 4 likes. I also, besides telling you the formula and kind of how I do it, I also want to tell you the #1 mistake that I've made and that I see a ton of people make, and just, you know, tell you how to not do that. It's very simple. I'm kind of just tossing it in at the end, just in case you make a mistake. No one likes to make a mistake never mind, forget it, because this is the most efficient script that we've ever had. Anyways though, I do want to say, do as I say, not as I do, because in finding this formula, I reluctantly did a lot of trial and error and have a lot of jeans that are too small for me, but I have finally perfected it. So do as I say, not as I do, but the formula works. So anyways, roly-poly formula, let's get started with the video. Also, side note, I was gonna do that intro with no pants, but you would be amazed at how many DMs I get from people getting a little freaky trying to buy my pants. Disclaimer, there are different fits of jeans. This is just, I consider this the middle of the road. Those are a great fitting pair of jeans, someone says as you walk by. Not too skinny, not too wide. Both also valid fits. And all of these tips lead to the final, most important theory called the ratio, which we will get into at the end, because I have to give you all this other stuff first, but the ratio is what we base everything off of. Also, side note, just I try to draw a few drawings for you. They're not the best, but hopefully they help. Anyways though, let's start at #1. The most important thing, I feel like, it might even be subconsciously, is the leg opening on a pair of jeans. I feel like that's how a lot of people pick out their fit. How does it fall on your shoes or your boots or whatever it may be? So generally, I find that the trend is to go as slim as you can within reason. I don't mean like super. Some people like it so it goes over their boots, and you know, some people like it tighter, it gets stuck on the top of the boots. But for this specific fit, you want to go as slim as you can without it looking ridiculous. But in order to get this specific fit, everybody has their own specific leg opening, believe it or not. There are leg openings that, in accordance with the ratio, you just can't wear if you want this fit, which may make perfect sense. It may make no sense. I don't know. So in the second part of this, we'll kind of go over more in depth of why the leg opening is so important, but keep that in your memory bank. Leg opening, when you look at a pair of jeans, is usually, when you're trying jeans on, what you focus on the most instead of the entire fit, I feel like. And that directly relates to #2, hem length, which I have an issue where I want clothes to fit differently depending on my mood. For example, I'll buy a jacket in the summer that fits great over a t-shirt, and I'm like, this jacket's awesome. And then it gets a little colder and I put a sweatshirt on, and then I put the jacket on and I'm like, this jacket's too tight. What I'm saying though is I have the same issue with hem length, where I can never decide if I want no break or half break or full break. So every pair of pants I buy and I'm like, ugh, it's the wrong length, but it's not. It's just the size that I went with at the time, and then I get home and I'm like, ugh, why do I keep doing this? So the only solution that I can really find right now, besides settling on one specific fit, which I will soon when I actually go out and buy my perfect fitting pair of jeans, is cuffing, which I recently got a lovely comment on one of my videos that says, uncuff your pants, you'll look less like a tool. How insulting is that? I'm just trying to help you. I look at cuffing and hem length and all that in relation. This is not the ratio, this is sub-ratio, this one's a little different, but I look at it in relation to leg opening. Personally, I think the wider your pants, the higher the hem. And I don't mean, you know, if your pants are this wide, you should then hem it up to like your hips. I just mean if you go on the wider side, less fitted or something like that. I think those type of jeans benefit from a higher hem just because there's so much excess fabric around your legs that when there is a break or when your pants touch your shoes at all, that crumple kind of ripples up to the entire leg of your jeans and breaks that kind of clean silhouette that most people are after. But when you have a tighter pair of pants, or just a more form-fitting pair of pants that does come in contact with your legs more, it's not as like swishy, the break is fine because it's more localized to the bottom of your leg, which I think many times is a good look. And I still like a half break, but I think then it's okay. Because those two things, the leg opening and the hem length, are really important to having that silhouette that can make your pants look very continuous. Thus, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Never mind. Leg opening and hem length are really important because they do two main things. One, obviously, leg opening, you want to be able to fit your feet through your legs, but the combination of those two, if you hem correctly or have the correct length, you have a very smooth, continuous line from the top of your pants to the bottom, which I feel like, unless you cuff like crazy, lengthens your legs a lot, which I like. I like the long leg look, but it just so happens to turn out I am 95% torso. My belly button is right near my ankle. Also, complete side note, obviously, cuffs make your legs look shorter. Okay, so number 3, mirror time. I would get in the mirror with you, but 1, I don't know where you live. 2, there's a lot of people, as I said prior, that DM me, and they would love this mirror segment, so I have to keep them at bay. But for this mirror part, you need 2 things, your mirror and your legs. Those little things that you carry all around. So here's a fun fact. We all have different legs. Contrary to popular belief, we don't all share the same pair of legs. So we're getting to the final step, but look in the mirror and look at your legs. Do you have big thighs, small calves, big calves, small thighs? I don't know if that happens often. I don't think it does. Or are they basically the same size thighs as calves? That's very important because the ratio. And I also want to mention that after the ratio, there is a mega ratio, which we will get into, of course, after the ratio. So we all know there's a bunch of different cuts of jeans. There is tapered, there is slim straight, there's just regular straight, there is athletic taper. If you look at Levi's website, for example, you see how many different fits there are. And of course, you could fit into every different cut because there will be one for your size, but to get the specific fit, you have to look at the ratio. And if you look at your legs and your thighs are the same size as your calves, you kind of luck out because basically everything looks good on those little legs you got. No, I sound like the people that are DMing me. So if your thighs and your calves are about the same size, then you're kind of in luck because almost every cut is gonna look fine on you. So whatever, you made it to the end of the video and found out that you look good in jeans. However though, if you have bigger thighs and smaller calves, if you go anywhere from like a medium to an aggressive taper, you will resemble the vegetable carrot. Just because that's kind of how your legs are shaped. They're very carrot-like. No offense, I have a little carrot too. So if you have big thighs and small calves, you can either go with a very light taper or straight or slim straight. Because when you think about it this way, if your legs are wide up here and small down here, like I said, a taper obviously cuts like this, but straight basically hugs around your thighs and then drops down, which gives you that very uniform kind of cigarette leg shape that I feel like most people are after. They don't want a carrot, they want cucumbers. And that right there is the basis of the ratio. And the rest of this thought ties into the mistake that you can make at the end, so hold that thought. We now need to move on to the mega ratio. The mega ratio is how I try to dress in general, zoomed out from just your legs. For example, this is not me, but if you have a big chest and you're jacked, wearing very skinny pants oftentimes makes you look very top heavy, so getting that straight fit or that uniform oftentimes makes you look more balanced, which is usually what I try to go for with my outfits, a very balanced look. I try not to look top heavy or bottom heavy, although I've never, bottom heavy I feel like is more acceptable than top heavy. And that's the most important thing, at least in the way I dress, having that ratio look good, especially when you think about it, if you go outside and it's, you know, not summertime and you have very tight pants on and then a jacket over your sweater or whatever, you then look very much like a lollipop and people don't want to suck. The final big mistake that I just wanted to warn you about is sizing down, which is what I did for a really long time. I was like, I want 501s, but I want a skinnier leg opening, so I'll size down and I will stretch the pants out and the thighs just by wearing them. The best example I could give here is basically every single pair of jeans that I've worn in this video. Do not do that. That is not good. Because if you size down for the leg opening or your calf or anything like that, your thighs and your hips and your butt will suffer. But the thing is, you think, oh, not a big deal, it'll stretch, which is true. Most, if not all, jeans will stretch, but the thing about pants stretching is that they don't stretch to be comfy, they stretch until there is not enough tension for them to stretch, which is usually just barely above skin tight, which one, doesn't look good because it's still, when you sit down and everything, it gets, you know, really tense and doesn't look that good. And it makes your legs a lot more tired throughout the day. So as much as you want that 6.5-inch leg opening and you want this crazy taper, if you want this fit, you have to size for the thigh and keep that ratio looking good. And I promise the bigger leg opening will look better than a smaller leg opening with ill-fitting jeans or oddly tight silhouetted jeans for this specific fit. Anyways, goodbye, see you soon. Oh, please subscribe. Next week, I am going to see how fast I can fade a pair of jeans in 1 month.